Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Delhi Township Board of Trustees meeting for November the 24th, 2014. As is our usual practice, we will begin with a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Tonight's moment of silence is dedicated to all our fellow Americans who have served and who have sacrificed. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening, everyone. We'll begin with motions for consideration. Mr. Luby.
Motion 2014-202, approve the minutes of the regular Board of Trustee meeting held on November 12, 2014, and dispense with the reading.
I move motion 2014-202 to approve the minutes.
Second the motion.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Motion passes.
Motion 2014-203, approve bills for payment.
I move motion 2014-203 to approve bills for payment.
Second the motion.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Motion passes.
Motion 2014-204, approve the payment of overtime for pay period ending November 11th, 2014.
I move motion 2014-204 to approve payment of overtime.
Second the motion.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Motion 2014-205, approve the ending of seasonal employment for 2014 of Joseph Rink, part-time park service worker, effective November 3rd, 2014, and Michael Sexton, part-time park service worker, effective November 11th, 2014.
I move motion 2014-205 to approve the ending of seasonal employments.
Second the motion.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Motion passes.
Motion 2014-206, accept a retirement notice of William J. Zos, Fire Chief, effective December 15th, 2014.
I move motion 2014-206 to accept the retirement of William Zos.
Second the motion.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Motion passes. Okay, moving to presentations. None this evening. Trustees correspondent, Trustee Oswald.
Nothing tonight, thank you.
Trustee Klug.
Nothing tonight.
Report from Fiscal Officer Luby.
The second budget hearing will be tomorrow, November 25th at 5:30, where we will go over the fire, parks and recreation, and administration budget. Also, we do have two openings on the FAB board for 2015. Applications are currently being accepted for the Delhi Township Financial Advisory Board. This application process will fill two open positions for the 2015 calendar year. If you're interested in becoming a FAB member, please drop off or mail your letter or interest in employment application and credentials to Pete Landrum, Township Administrator at Delhi Township Administration, 934 Neeb Road, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45233. And the employment applications, it can be downloaded on Township's website. It's under Forms and Permits, under that heading.
Thank
That's all
you,
I have.
Officer Luby. Reports from departments. Mr. Landrum.
Thank you. I wanted to update on aggregation. We still get multiple calls every day on aggregation, so I just wanted to kind of go over what it is. First on gas, the opt-out process on gas is already done. It's complete. We're under a variable rate right now. That means it floats from month to month, but the program gas aggregation is in place. I think November, depending on when your meter reading is, November is the first month. It may be the very end before your first actual pricing goes into effect under the gas portion. But the opt-out process is complete. We're currently, again, on the variable monthly rate. It is Integris Energy Services. The number is it's an 800 number, toll-free. So it's 855-877-0078. You can still, if you're under a gas supplier that you just got out of contract with, or you're able to get out from a contract because you like the pricing or whatever, you can still potentially call Integris and be switched to the Township aggregation program. We are waiting on the pricing to drop every month. I'm in contact with our advisors on this. The gas prices have not dropped as of yet, as the electric hasn't. So we're waiting just a little bit longer until it's advantageous to us to lock in a rate. Once we lock in a rate, depending on when, if it takes us another month, we were at 10 months, now we're at 9 months. So if we lock in this month, it'd be 9, or next month could be 8 months lock in rate for the gas price. So we're waiting on that. When it is locked in, I think they send out notices on the change of the rate, the lockout rate, to those individuals that are in the program. Now, electric aggregation, there have been no opt-out letters sent. That's because we're not doing a variable rate like we did for gas. Electric, we will not send out the opt-out letters until the township actually locks in our rate. Then when you get the lock in the rate, the opt-out letters will go in and say, hey, here's the rate. You can join the program. Of course, that will only go out to those residents that are not under contract, just like the gas. If you're already with another retailer, even if it's Duke is our retail, is going to be our electric supplier. But if you're already with Duke retail on your own, you're not going to get an opt-out letter. That doesn't mean you can't. Depends on your terms and conditions. That's one thing I wanted to advise everybody on, is that everybody has their own. If you're under contract, you've already got a signed contract, so to speak. You'd have to know what your contract says. If there's a penalty, a fee, what's your date that you can get out of it, and so forth. So that you will need to find out on your own. Duke has recently sent out, we've been getting a lot of calls because a lot of people got their Duke notices that are part of the Duke. Yes, we're Duke, but if it's not Duke under the township program, even though it's the same company, it's not part of the program. So in other words, you would have to get out of that contract, even if it's with Duke, to join the township portion that is still with Duke. If that makes any sense. But we've been getting a lot of calls out for that they see Duke Retail has sent them renewals of their contracts, and no, that is still not the township program. Once the township can lock in the price, the electric opt-out letters will be sent out to residents that are not under the contract and not behind in their bills. So it will clearly, again, just like the gas program with Integris, you saw the township logo was clearly displayed and said township program, township logo. We'll do something very similar with that. And of course, we'll do a press release. We'll post it on the township website. I think with the gas aggregation part of it, we literally scanned a copy in what it looked like. So you guys could go and actually look at it and say, oh yeah, that's what mine looks like. And you can know that that's part of the township electric aggregation program. As well as that is once the opt-out letter, once we do the pricing and we're locked in and the opt-out letters are going, they then establish a 1-800 number and a contact information so people can then start calling them with questions during the opt-out period.
So Pete, let me just
Yes.
try to cut this down a little bit. So gas is generally finished. The letters are out and our price is done, and it's affecting the next bill. The same process that we went through in the selection of gas has not been completed on electric. Therefore, you have not received an electric letter with the Delhi Township seal on it yet. When you get that, you have the same opportunity to opt out as you did in the gas program. So if that comes to you and you have questions, that's when you use the 800 number. But right now, we're shopping and playing the market to get the best
Exactly.
price on the electric is what it comes down to.
Exactly. And we are still shopping on the gas because right now we're at a variable. We're not in a locked-in rate, but we entered the gas aggregation program on a variable rate, which is different than the Duke. Duke will be, whoever we go with, that will be a fixed price for electric. So a little different there. So we are still shopping both, but the gas aggregation, the opt-out piece is done complete. Now we're just still doing the shopping so we can lock it in at the best price possible.
For the electric.
Right.
Okay. Did you have anything else, Mr. Landrum?
Oh, yes. Just remember, everybody, it's going really well on our Facebook page. Please look us up at Delhi Township Administration under Facebook. We did try try a little sample. We did post a meeting, our meeting like tonight. I can load it to YouTube and then load it under Facebook. And we were just doing a trial. YouTube only allowed 15 minutes. So I had to break it down into 3 sections, and it depends on how long we go, how many of those sections we'd have. But just trying to do some new things from a new age kind of thing. A lot of people just on Facebook, and if they wanted to watch a meeting, they could click on it. So just doing some trial and errors. Not saying we're going to try that, but if you see that and you like it, click like on the video so that we know there is an interest in watching it that way. Also, the budget, as mentioned, we have one last budget hearing tomorrow. The budget information is still posted on the Township website. It's under the left-hand side. You'll see Township budget, and when you click on that, you'll see the 2015 proposed budget, for which we will start at 5:30 tomorrow night. And the last thing I'd remiss if I didn't say this, I wanted to congratulate Chief Zos. I've only been with him two years, but it's been a pleasure serving with him. Very knowledgeable. His fire department, as far as the knowledge, and I asked a question. If he didn't know it, he had somebody that he knew did know it. And it's been a pleasure working with him, and I count it an honor. Thank you, sir.
Concerning Chief Zos, I had the privilege of being on the panel that selected Chief Zos. And we went through a lot of candidates going through that, and a lot of them were very good. But there was one that stood out as an immediate person that would fit and could immediately look at what our needs would be, and it was Bill Zos. So I've been with Bill since his first application process that September. And through that, the purchase of the Quint and all the personnel changes and the restaffing. I was also his FAB advisor for the fire department as we cleaned up, 1,000 budget lines down to 10 and got everything to a point where it's in great shape. And we have recruited excellent people under Bill Zos. We have not only recruited them, but we have trained them. And I feel that the product that Bill Zos has delivered to Delhi Township has been outstanding. And I used to tease him because I said, when he interviewed, I said, one of the things I was looking for was the chief that when the newscaster put the microphone in your nose and said, Chief, I wanted someone that would represent us well and speak knowledgeably about the condition of the situation that they were, the news was there for. And I think within the first 6 months, you were on the news about 6 times. So it was a great trial by fire, Bill. But I also recognize that moving on, it would be selfish of me to say, stay, because he's going on to his second passion in life. And there's few of us who have that opportunity in our own lifetime to not only fulfill our first passion, his family, his second passion, his fire service, and his third passion, his LaSalle High School. And Chief Zos will be, I think the new title is Alumni Development Annual Fund Director at LaSalle. So those of you out there, look for that annual drive letter from Chief Zos. Bill, thank you very much. It's truly been an honor. Trustee Oswald?
Like Pete said, I've only known you for a couple years, but in that short time, I've seen the respect that you've earned from the firehouse and in the community, and I think that was certainly evidenced by the fire levy passing by 67%. So I just want to say thank you for working with you. Thank you for your service.